Welcome, everyone. This is the Ends Justify the Memes, the show where the lowest of low, that is the most wretched of wretched and deplorable to end all deplorables. Two white heterosexual Christian males from the American South talk about philosophy, fitness, health, politics, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, and what it means to be a man in the 21st century. I'll be your host, Bill, and this is my, well, how do I do this? This way. Here we go. Producer and co-host Tank. So, guys, crack open a beer and lend us your ear because the ends always justify the memes. Well, gee, that wasn't the best start. Hey, guys, guess what? We are live on Rumble right now. Link is in the YouTube description. It will be in the Rumble description. We are also live over on DLive and Entropy if you'd like to watch there. Of course, Entropy is our favorite little free speech site. Does not keep record of what you like to say, and you can donate to us over there without going through all the hoops of YouTube monetization. I believe you guys can donate on Rumble as well if you'd like to watch over there. So I will link that, the live stream, in the description right now on the YouTubes. Or not in the description, I mean in the chat. Hopefully it'll stay up there because YouTube likes to take down that kind of stuff sometimes. So when you say indeed, Googling and Google is a-hole. Okay.
Google is asshole.
So what's going on, Tank? We didn't talk much before the show. We didn't have much time. You came in right before we started.
Well, I'm happy that we won. Wait a minute, is my mic plugged up? Is this better?
It didn't sound like it earlier.
Oh, let me fix.
I can hear you fine. But we cannot hear the lusciousness of your sexy voice. So,
is this better?
That sounds a lot better. Yes.
I'm happy that we have finally won and we own Twitter. So, good news, guys.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that, of course. Obviously, the title indicates that. But there's a lot of other stuff in the news that we need to talk about first. So we'll be burying that at the end of the show, like I like to do sometimes, just because the sheer enormity of memes. In fact, I had so many memes on this, I couldn't get through them. I was like, all right, I'm done. Got to cut it off here. In any case, with that, let's get started into that old meme cast news. Become unintelligible, Tank. B is our great leader.
What the hell?
So if you guys are new to the show, we do this segment. It's actually pretty much the whole show of the real fake news, the meme cast news, that is. And hopefully you're ready for some laughs. So I didn't have anything really to start the show off today other than Joe Biden, which I tend to talk about in the beginning of the show. I usually build up with a few memes, but not today because we got to get to this Twitter stuff, man. And so if you guys hadn't heard, there is a lot of news about the Johnny Depp trial. I might actually talk about a little bit of that on All Minus One. Not so much the trial itself, but the condition that the psychologist suggested Amber Heard was in, that is having histrionic and borderline personality disorder, primarily borderline. But, I also found out that her and Joe Biden have something in common. And I wasn't aware they actually kept the same schedule. They have the same morning routine. When Amber Heard gets up in the morning, she shits, then she eats, then she gets out of bed. So if you guys weren't aware, I mean, stranger things can happen. You never know. You might have the same routines as somebody famous too. But let's talk about Joe Biden for a few minutes here. We all know he had 43 years to fix it, but he didn't. But he promises to do it this time, and he's talking about running again. I don't know why he would perceive in any universe that he is competent and able to run, or that anyone likes him. But, what does that matter? What does that matter at all? It's Joe Biden. He is the man. No one can tell him otherwise. Be like, sorry, you never can't say a damn thing. Bitch, I don't remember asking.
What the hell? Oh my god. It's all right. Because we own Twitter now.
We own Twitter now. That's right. Wow, we got some viewers over on the Entropies. Got 3 watching on the Rumbles, man.
Oh, look at that.
Don't forget, guys, over on the Rumbles, hit that little Rumble button. Give us some Rumbles.
It's like a ruble.
I don't know. No, it's like a thumbs up.
Oh,
they got a plus or a minus button.
You haven't really been on Rumble.
I've been using it more and more as basically YouTube has gotten lamer and lamer. And I don't mean just censoring people. I mean like finding interesting and fun stuff to watch, whether I agree with it or not. It's all on like Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute. Except for I don't like BitChute because it's always crappy, but whatever. Anyways, Joe Biden, he was saying the other week about what the United States was. We all remember this, but I just thought that we should watch this again, illustrated in how Joe Biden was climbing the mountains of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foothills of the Himalayas.
What the hell?
Xi Jinping. Traveling with him, that's when we traveled 17,000 miles when I was vice president. I don't know that for a fact.
What the hell?
And folks, that is how we got to start. And of course, Joe, we missed last week because my family was not feeling well. I actually was not feeling well, but I did not get it as bad as they did. But, he had talked about gun rights and gun laws and all the nonsense he always says, all the lies. But someone put this together. I just happened to catch this. So I thought it was pretty fun. It's Joe Biden, the action figure, G.I. Joe.
Figures and equipment sold separately.
Oh my God.
You bought a gun. Take a look. This is the gun. It's not hard to put together. A little drill, hand drill is all. Doesn't take very long. Anyone orders there. Anyone.
Except for like 80% of all crimes committed with guns are guns that are not registered. Serial numbers are mostly removed quite often, which is what the government is telling you are ghost guns. But hey, if you don't like Joe Biden, don't worry about it. We got old Kamala in the office. Is it Kamala or Kamala? Tank sips slowly.
Who knows? Who knows anymore?
Who knows? Who cares?
I don't.
Right. So she was speaking to our troops the other day, and our troops in Space Force particularly, and well,
We suck Space Force?
Yeah, let's hear her insightful opinion about this. Well, what would you want to say about Space Force?
I thought everyone was making fun of Trump for creating Space Force, and then so they're just going to keep it.
Yeah. Well, no, the
okay.
lefties made fun of Trump saying clean coal too, because they don't understand that there are actually coal scrubbers in plants that actually makes them pollute less. They also laughed at the the notion of coyotes bringing children across the border because they thought they were talking about animals because they don't know anything that's going on. They're severely misinformed and uninformed, and they don't want to hear information because, well, that disturbs their worldview. So, regardless, let's listen to old Kalamata, as I like to
Kalamata.
call her. Yes.
It affects us all, and it connects us all. There are so many opportunities in space for our country and for all of humanity, from science to commerce to national security.
Honestly,
It reminds me of like when Musk was on Joe Rogan smoking a doob.
yeah.
But
This is honestly, in recent history, this is probably the best speech he's given because her speeches have been so awful. Just awful. But here's a better version, actually. You can probably hear it a little bit better.
Space is exciting. It spurs our imaginations, and it forces us to ask big questions.
what the hell?
So exciting.
I love that people are just out here making that stuff for free. You don't even have to pay for it.
I know. That's how we do our show. There would be no show.
Yeah,
without me.
right. We're ripping them off.
I give credit as much as possible, Meanwhile, of course, we know that the administration is a dumpster fire, and some people have been taking advantage of that.
We own Twitter and space.
That's right. About to own the internet too. Texas farmer arrested for using illegal immigrants for free labor by pretending to be Joe Biden and threatening to deport them. I mean, that's pretty based,
What the
honestly. Can't really knock this guy, even though he's imitating Biden. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What are you going to do? Anyways, Biden's approval rating is at 33%, which only proves that dead people don't just vote. They also take polls.
Yeah, right. Who are they calling to ask about that?
Right.
Has anyone ever called you and asked you what you think about the president?
No.
Yeah. Like I've never got that phone call in my life.
I mean, I get pollsters calling me, and when I'm not busy, I will actually take polls because I want there to be accurate information out there, whatever. I actually got a viewer on the Unjustified Meme, or not the Unjustified Meme, sorry, on All Minus One because of that. Because I started talking to the lady. She's out in Vegas, and we talked for like 30 minutes. And she's like, "Oh, I'll subscribe to your channel." So,
Oh, cool.
that's what I do, Anyways, so of course we have they've gone from stickers to full-on signs, which is awesome. Which is awesome. And so you survived the winter of death. Let's see how you do the summer of starvation. And if you hadn't heard, I don't think I really got into the show. Maybe I did. Just so much Twitter stuff today. There's been a mass number of factories burning down that produce food over the last 2 years. It's almost like this great reset thing wasn't just some meeting. I don't know. Meanwhile, this is me welcoming April after my winter of severe illness and death. I've actually been more sick in April than I ever was during the coof, even when I had the coof.
Can't be getting a coof.
Yeah. So, in other news, Hunter Biden's coming back around in the stories, and he's in a lot of trouble, guys, and he's probably going to bring down the president. I know I've been telling you this. Here's a picture of him from the old Easter White House Easter egg hunt, that is. But more importantly, we have Hunter Biden urged brother's widow to get tested for HIV during their affair.
What the hell? The man's got AIDS.
Yeah.
You have to try real hard to get AIDS too. It's not like
If you're
a
a
thing. You
dude,
just, yeah,
if you're a
you have
dude,
to
you're not
try pretty
gay.
for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just don't slip up and get AIDS.
Not really. No. No. It actually primarily affects homosexuals. Believe it or not, folks. I know that was like hate speech and all in the 90s, but that's a reality. And it's because of the, mucous membranes being ripped apart during penetration, which is also why women are more susceptible to it. But generally, men don't get STDs as easily. Just saying. Anyways, while we're there, Hunter decided to take a selfie with his favorite person. And of course, we had old Joe Biden getting routed around by the Easter Bunny. I know this is all old news, folks, but we missed a week. So got to cover it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
well,
bueno.
yeah, you'll understand why, the Easter Bunny got mad after you see this picture.
Oh no.
When you underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good or bad things are. It's all about team sports, folks. Because under Donald Trump, we had this, and under Joe Biden, it's the same thing, but nobody's talking about it.
Who could have seen this coming?
I don't know. Anyone that pays attention? Hold on here. I lost my folder. There we go. Me still trying to figure out how a country $30.3 trillion in debt can send $13.6 billion in aid to Ukraine while giving congressional staffers a 21% raise the same week. I don't know, but I do know that if you guys are ready to lose some weight, to get on a diet plan, well, I have the perfect prescription for you.
Back in January of last year, I just couldn't keep the weight off no matter how many different exercise programs I tried. Now I'm down to my ideal weight, and it's never been easier. All I had to do was vote blue, no matter who. Every time I went to the grocery store, I was with so many different options to choose from. But now I'm lucky if I can even fill my basket up. I used to be really unhealthy, never got that much exercise. But now that I can't afford to put gas in my car, I have to walk to work. And as an added bonus, I don't have to worry about being carjacked anymore. So you can ditch Tybo and start saying Ty Joe.
Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Some people make decent livings on polls. Are you talking about Kamala?
That are strippers.
No, they don't make decent livings. They make
Go
indecent
that way,
livings. That's
I guess, yeah. I guess
how they
that's
do. I have my experiences. So, anyways, moving on. Psaki says the Biden administration would support reforming Section 230 and enacting antitrust reforms and requiring more transparency on social media in order to combat COVID-19 misinformation, all in the wake of the Elon Musk Twitter deal. Interesting.
strange.
Quite strange. Let's hear what old Psaki had to say about Twitter and restoring Donald Trump's account.
Does President Biden support the continuing ban of President Trump on their sites?
I think that's a decision made by Twitter. We've
The president has long been concerned about the power of large social media platforms.
What the hell?
I think that was from the what's the movie? The Fabulous Mr. Fox or something like that. I haven't seen that in so long. Yeah. And of course, today, this is from the 18th. Today, a federal judge called it overreach for U.S. health officials to require masks on airplanes and other public transit. It only took 2 years, but, Finally, a
That's
federal
it.
judge said no, it was overreach. And no matter how you feel about masks, you should be really, really concerned that the courts are effectively taking away power from the federal government.
Why would I be concerned about that?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to Fauci here in a moment, but there are a lot of concerns about, the courts keeping the government in check, and how dare they strip power from the government? Like the courts aren't part of the government. But sure. And from this gentleman, Jared Rabble, I boarded a plane today with my son in mid-flight. The pilot announces that the mask mandate is over. Flight attendants pulled off their mask and sneezed directly into their hands while screaming, "This is MAGA airspace!" My son turned to me in tears. I don't know what to do. Now, this gentleman was clearly trolling, but not so clearly for Victoria Kim of the New York Times. Hi, Jared. I'm a New York Times journalist. I'd love to speak to you over the phone about what happened on your flight this evening. Can you please give me a call at or let me know how I can reach you? Hope this isn't coming at you too late in your day. Thank you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Of course, he says, "Hello, Victoria. I would love to discuss the incident at your earliest convenience. I was pretty upset about the whole thing. Unfortunately, it's satire that only someone at the New York Times would believe. In my time of contemplation, I was wondering how your team deals with the multitude of false stories that you peddle out daily to use as political propaganda. And if you could give me advice on how to take my satire up to the next level, best wishes."
He fucked up. He should have called her.
I would have called her too.
He had a car. I mean, started crying and laid it out like, "Oh my God."
The one time I'm ever a dishonest person is when people are trying to manipulate me. When you start doing that to me consistently and I'm being a good faith actor to you, I will totally play the role that you want me to play in order to get down to the bottom of it. It's just the way it is, folks. Just the way that it is. Oh, man, I'm seeing some numbering here off, but oh well, I'll fix it in the end, I suppose. So, from George Alexopoulos, imagine the horror of being on a plane, then, in midair, the pilot announces everyone could take their mask off. Now you're locked in a flying coffin with literally plague spreaders. And worst of all, they're smiling.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is a sad individual or a propagandist, one or the other, or both. Can't say. What I do know is that flight attendants thankful as they can now identify problem customers more quickly.
Well, yeah, I guess that does work for that purpose.
Yeah. No, you just can't have mask mandates. If you don't like it, you can build your own airline.
Ooh,
yeah, that's right. TSA drops mask enforcement after federal judge voids mandate. Wait, it isn't safe without it's safe without masks. Wait for me to mess up the meme, right? Always has been. Anyways, that's what you get when you let dyslexics run shows like this.
That's fine.
It's
It's okay.
No. These have been going around like crazy, man. Mandate or none, I'm still wearing a mask.
Cool, bro. Don't care.
Yep. Wearing my mask no matter what non-scientists tell me I can do. Your terms are acceptable. No one cared if you wanted to wear a mask. What we cared about is if we were forced to wear masks. And I think no one would care if there wasn't actually a good reason not to wear, to wear the mask, right? Like, Tank, would you, let's say sarin gas was released in your house, would you put on a gas mask, or would you just be like, no, screw it, masks don't work?
I'd probably put on a gas mask, really, myself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Way to cuck. I thought you'd be hardcore and be like, nope,
not gonna do it.
I'm gonna get nerve damage. I'm gonna die.
Wait, do I know it's sarin gas, or am I just kind of like
I'm just saying,
hanging out the house and some shit starts coming in here?
all I'm trying to make the point of, Tank, is sometimes things are a little bit more nuanced. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But no matter what, you have people that love their slavery. And let them, because they won't be around as long as you. I can promise you they make bad decisions all the time. Not that we don't make mistakes or bad decisions, but let's face it, guys. When you're obsessed with this idea of wearing a mask over a disease that isn't really that bad unless you have several comorbidities, which means that you're unhealthy anyways and probably going to die young, and you're inhaling microplastics consistently, I don't know that I really want to talk you out of it. I mean, I want people to not hurt themselves, but if you are insistent upon it, then there's not really much I can do for you. You can't save everybody,
You guys like how I just made a cocktail off screen here?
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. This is a laid back stream of the day. I didn't put a ton of effort into trying to segue today like I usually do. Because
Bill and Tank are living proof that the American military primarily recruits crayon eaters. I was not in the American military. I was a child soldier in the Congo, so that was not me.
Tank grew up in the Matrix, folks, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He has escaped. In any case, we have the perfect couch for those who don't want to, who want to stay safe long after a long day of driving with a mask on. Good Lord. It's going to be one of those nights. The glasses might have to come off. It might have to come off.
I said you look like Razor Bilst.
Razor Bilst. That's kind of the point. Redneck Razor. I'd have to start doing like Razor Fist imitations, though. I don't really feel like it.
God, fucking speed. That's all I know.
Really do not feel like it. Where?
He's way. I'd have to do cocaine if I was going to do an impression of him, like for an extended amount of time.
Yeah. Man, some of my memes got nuked apparently.
Not that I would ever partake in the booger sugar or anything like that.
So, anyways, according to Dr. Fauci, this federal judge was an overreach because you can't be telling the CDC on a medical decision how to make law. The courts are completely out of bounds telling the CDC who give medical advice that they can't make law, apparently, according to Dr. Fauci in this particular interview. Of course, I don't know where the original photo got to because my memes apparently got nuked here. But I had that one on a stool. Of course, we have this one. And
look at the moobs.
Of course, we have old Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So it has a much better effect with the original picture where Fauci is towered over by a lady who is interviewing him. But either way, guys, he looks pretty dapper. Here's how you steal this look. Walmart Boys Solid Clip-On, $12.99. Calvin Klein Boys Long T-shirt. Long sleeve shirt. Toddler Navy lapel suit jacket. Baby Gap pull-on slim jeans. Cat and Jack Boys slip-ons. That's actually not bad. It's like we're talking about just over $100. Looking pretty fly there, Fauci. So tell me, Tony, are there variants in this room with us right now?
Oh, God.
Oh, you got to see. You got to see the information that I see.
That's a pretty good impression of Fauci. How often do you practice that?
I'm pretty good at doing a Brooklyn Jew. He's Italian, but it doesn't get much different. So that's pretty much what it is.
Well, you pitch it down the octave, and it's Bernie Sanders, right?
Well, yeah, that's just it. He's a Brooklyn Jew, right?
I guess. I don't know. Anything above the Mason-Dixon's foreign policy to me.
So what you got to understand is not having any choice is good. It's a good thing. Being forced is a good thing. Tyranny is a good thing. He's got a little bit of a sort of a lisp though too, so every now and again you can catch it on Bernie. So yeah, in Dr. Fauci's assessment, he never talks about this. Moderna recalls 764,900 COVID vaccine doses after contamination found. Interesting. Contamination found. And if you look at the data, it's kind of interesting around when the spikes occurred, like right around here, right around when that started rolling out. Meanwhile, by the light, Pfizer knew their vaccine would kill. Own data show shocking number of fatalities and side effects now officially associated with the jab, guys, with the jab. But you should know this by now. This is kind of old news, but we haven't talked about COVID in a while. Regardless, well, friends, it's time for my booster shot.
It's like that comedian that got laid out when she was talking about, oh, I'm boosted, and then she just falls out on stage. That was some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I don't remember the other week I don't remember if you weren't here that week or not. The other week, I know I had a video that showed that.
I'm stretching.
But it showed that with her and a bunch of athletes and whatever else. They've been falling out like in masses. And of course, now everyone's being gaslit into believing that this is normal. Most people just don't pay attention, though. They don't know. Like old Mark Hamill. Got my second booster. Vaxxed and relaxed. Dude, you're insane.
Vaxxed.
Why? What did you do? I tweeted at him, enjoyed your weakest immunity or your weekend immunity. I'm gonna have one of these days, I guess, where I can't.
Where's the thing? That video of Kamala Harris where she gets the vaccine, but they don't actually give her the vaccine, like they don't take the top off the needle. That shit resurfaced, and it got me thinking. Maybe a lot of these like celebrities aren't actually getting the vaccine because they know it's fucked up. They're just on here like talking about it.
Yeah. Well, here's what we heard about the vax. 95% protection. That was in May. Then June, 70% protection. July, 50% protection. August, no protection, but reduces spread. September, doesn't reduce spread, but reduces severity. October, doesn't reduce severity, but reduces hospitalization. Actually, in September, even though that information was out, people were still arguing the point about, oh, no, it reduces spread. Oh, you can't get it. There's still breakthrough cases. That people, even on the Hill, the news media outlet, The Hill, was saying this stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not correct. We have the numbers, but apparently journalists can't do science. It's hard for them. So in October, doesn't reduce severity, but reduces hospitalization. November, doesn't reduce hospitalization, but you're going to die. But you aren't going to die. Sorry. December, you die, but you go to heaven.
Well, good.
I mean, come on. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Read the ingredients in the food before you buy it. You must be an anti-fooder.
Anti-fooder.
I suggest that if you get into arguments with people, you use just this little tactic and ask them, do you read labels on the food or do you not care? Because if they do, maybe they should care about what is being injected into their body that's experimental. Just saying. That, and I'm unvaxxed and still alive. Sorry to disappoint you. I've survived COVID twice. And it wasn't that bad. Other than the brain fog and a day of body aches. I mean, I had body aches last Wednesday, so it was like not bad at all. They've convinced the public through propaganda to believe that a sore throat, achy joints, and fatigue are completely unacceptable. With the same propaganda, they've convinced the public to believe that heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, and dead suddenly are perfectly acceptable. This is the power of mind control, brainwashing, and propaganda. This is the power of our synthetic world. The hyper reality, Tank. The hyper reality.
That's some Baudrillard shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to get I don't Baudrillard says stuff that's crazy too, but I'm starting to get really into the weeds with him because he ain't wrong. He's not right about everything either, but he ain't wrong. He was talking about that stuff in the 60s.
He was just one of the guys to like really look into it from that perspective. I appreciate that.
Well,
like
he also basically was like, no, Marx made a zillion and one mistakes and believing that value comes from one thing, and that's labor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And remember, we did way back when we did one of our first shows on consumerism. That's what I brought up was Baudrillard, and consumerism, because he's the only guy that I know of that actually has like a theory of consumerism.
Yeah, I stay away from postmodernists, but James Lindsay, hearing him mention Baudrillard repeatedly in certain contexts, got me into exploring it. So I'm going to talk more about it over on All-1. I'm by no means I'm going to sit here and pretend like I will have been some sort of expert and read all this stuff. But more or less, it's the concepts and the ideas he presented that I find important. Some of them, not all of them. Anyways, let's keep moving. Here I am, my organic immune system, looking down at your altered DNA. Yeah. Tank, you only altered yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't get the boosters.
Anyways, so there's no real transition for this, but in other news, of course, we have to congratulate CNN on being the first network with more employees than viewers. Salesman slaps roof of solar panel. This bad boy can employ so many CNN Plus staffers. It's not supposed to make any sense, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Nurse. Sir, you've been in a coma for 3 weeks. Oh boy, I can't wait to check out CNN Plus. Yeah. It's time to go. Was I a good streaming platform? No. You were complete dog shit.
Complete dog shit.
So all I have to say about that is, Godspeed, CNN Plus.
Oh no.
Let's do it again. Wait.
Replay that one.
Meanwhile, Chris Wallace. Today, old friend. Probably not, but have a good weekend, folks. CNN Plus, the spirit of Halloween. And they're not the only ones who are seeing the real effect of social media, because that's what's actually going on, guys. The reason why we're winning right now is because social media is more powerful than the establishment. That's why they want to control it. That's why this Twitter stuff is very, very, very important. Excuse me. So, in the last 10 days, we've had Netflix stock down, Disney stock down, Ready Creek eliminated, CNN Plus eliminated, Mask on Plane eliminated, Groomers exposed. The Great Awakening is happening before our eyes, and the best is yet to come.
Ooh.
But folks, don't think you can quit fighting. Don't get complacent. Don't let your guard down, because they will strike back. The Empire will strike back, I promise you. Oh man, this is the worst quarter of my life. Worst quarter of your life so far. Yeah. Netflix be like, I can go lower.
Oh no.
And this is what happened. They hit critical gay mass.
Oh, so it's been dropping for a while.
Well, this would be 2021-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, sorry, I have my mouse on the wrong screen. This would be 2021-ish in between, right? So that's about when it started dropping off.
Mhm.
But you think about during the pandemic, what'd they do? They released cuties. They keep
Mhm.
releasing all this woke stuff, and they keep retconning everything. Not just Netflix, but everyone else, right? And people don't like it. They don't want to watch it. It's hard to find anything that's good or original because the people who primarily run these things right now are all far leftist. And they're being told things artificially, right? Like the far leftists are in a bubble, so they don't actually understand what's going on. So they're not going to make good financial decisions. You know, something like this. The floor is making money, Netflix.
Oh no. No. I haven't seen this format in a long time.
Netflix waiting for the war to end to make a movie about a black Ukrainian guy falls in love with a transgender Russian soldier. It's going to be a while, Netflix. Gonna be a while.
Spook's talking about the Hagia Sophia.
Hagia Sophia?
Getting turned into a mosque.
Yeah, that happened
He said
after
some Greek priests are saying that it was.
That happened after all.
Yeah.
All the base
like 2018.
Orthodox who say that monarchy is the way and that democracy is what led to the degeneracy of the West and yada 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 and all that stuff. That they still yet to explain to me how come their society crumbled and then went into communism. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. But he said he saw some videos of some Greek priests saying that it was better for it to become a mosque than stay in a museum. Do I agree with him? No, I can't believe they said that. That's kind of shitty, to be honest with you. I wonder if they're Greek. See, because there's a lot of Greek priests in Turkey, so I wonder if they were being a little political there. It would not surprise me. That's a rough place to be. Also, Pascha was last weekend, so Christos Anesti to everybody.
Yes, it was. But that's only for the Orthodox because everyone else does it in the West the week before, or at least.
Well, it depends on what year.
Yeah,
this year is the week before.
So here's an example of course, what Netflix has been putting up, and
what the hell?
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No.
Well, this is a meme. Obviously, he's putting the she there. It's he's expecting on Netflix right now. Am I going woke and going broke? No, it's the people sharing passwords who are wrong. There was a recent crackdown on passwords with Netflix, or supposedly, when they used to actually encourage it. But, you know, whatever. Of course, that brings us to Disney, who is also losing a great deal of stock and being totally crushed by the most based governor in the states at the time. That is Ron DeSantis. Tax the rich. 1 year later, Florida makes Disney pay more taxes.
No! This has been a fun story arc. Watching all the leftists try to explain why Disney should have tax breaks.
Well, it really exposes what they believe in, and that's just power. I mean, if you understand it, they use postmodernism as a weapon and communism as a weapon, because it's not. They believe in it religiously as a weapon, though. It's not actually a real belief of theirs, because once you start interacting with them and their belief system, they constantly, run into problems with it. So it's just a weapon for power, and that's all Marx did. Is he created a weapon. That's all the postmodernists did. They created a weapon. It's not actually an ideology or a belief system. You might say it's an ideology, but it doesn't have any real logical throughways, right? It's not consistent. So, and it's self-devouring. Anyways, watching liberals defend a mega corporation's special tax exemption status. Yeah. How about that? Obama's IRS targeting political opponents. Disney losing their special tax privileges. Yes, Disney. They've been trash for a long time. A long time. Tax the rich? Tax Disney?
No.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Disney and Ron DeSantis.
Oh no.
Did you hear about this?
No, what was this?
Oh, so I had another meme about this, but it's kind of obscure unless you understood what happened. I'd have to play the video, which I don't have pulled up. But this guy was screwing with Mike Tyson on a plane. He kept screwing with him. He was talking trash, and then he took video of it. So then Mike Tyson beat him up on the plane.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean,
he still got it.
I don't think Mike Tyson would beat up anybody, generally speaking, unless you messed with him. But come on, dude.
Mhm.
Like, what'd you think you were going to do? Well, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to do whatever. I think he slapped him or something. And Mike Tyson finally just look. He didn't beat him like badly. He looks messed up, but he could have probably knocked him out if he wanted to because it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he has
just
done
kinda
that in the
smacked him around
past.
a bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, basically, their justification for saying what they said was basically that when it was a museum, men and women could go inside wearing scandalous clothes and without respect, and now they enter covering themselves. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's still considered a holy building, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that also I wouldn't. I don't know. Christians shouldn't be. That was actually a big thing, and before the Roman establishment of the church before that would preach, if you read the early church fathers, very much about not worrying about having buildings and this, that, and the other thing. So, I wonder about that, because when people talk about tradition, the thing I always have to say is, well, yeah, tradition changes. Tradition changes. Doesn't mean it always changes. It just means that it can change. Much like in the United States right now, the tradition is that Christopher Columbus was a horrible guy, right? Even though everything they say about him is a lie. He was a horrible guy who murdered indigenous people and came to America and enslaved people. That never happened. So it's like, it's the problem with information that's not written down. I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Ooh.
For instance, now that Disney has lost its Special Land Act's privilege, be a shame if their buildings weren't up to code.
Ooh. Didn't some of their buildings were not up to code? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Didn't that already happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean, since they ran their own government, who was going to tell on them?
Yeah.
Not that I really like government in general, because who tells on the government? Leftists every day. Corporations are not paying their fair share of taxes. They need to be taxed more. DeSantis. Okay, no more tax breaks for Disney. Leftists. Taxation is theft. Yep. Sure is. Dude, this is driving me nuts with the memes today. Nuts with the memes. All right, let's start here. They're not that bad out of order, but maybe I just needed to go through it. I didn't have time. It says, no matter how much Ron DeSantis and the Republicans hate private property rights and free enterprise, they can't write a bill to break Disney's contracts with its bank holders. This is from Occupy Democrats, Tank.
Ooh.
Yeah. Since when do they care about property rights and free enterprise? So Occupied retweeted this. This is how I picked it up. It says, no, upset with a lack of support for his Don't Say Gay bill, Ron DeSantis is attacking Disney with poorly designed bill that can't be implemented for years. Why
can't it be implemented?
Yeah, there's plenty of support for the bill for parental rights, though. You're right. There is no support for the Don't Say Gay bill. I don't know anyone that has supported that. There isn't a single person on the right or the left that supported the Don't Say Gay bill because it doesn't exist. Yeah, there's that. Republicans hate free enterprise now, but revenge for Supreme Leader Ron DeSantis is not going to happen quickly, since the state of Florida is under contract to keep Disney's special district open. Okay, groomer. I mean, seriously, this is Disney, guys. We don't groom children. Also Disney.
I forgot all those girls are on Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. What's her name? Oh man. Was it Bella? Is it Bella Thorne? Is that her name? I don't freaking know. I just know what she's a hot mess. Like she's, a Hollywood actress who was in Disney for a long time. And she's literally made the statements that, what do you think happens as a child star growing up? Blah, 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 blah. And she's still, as far as I can tell, a hot mess, crazy, being abused.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really pay attention, but I'm just saying. I have seen some things in the past. Bella Thorne. Yeah, that's her name.
Well, yeah, she's the one that broke OnlyFans because she put some pictures on OnlyFans and then charged like a shit ton of money. No one cared about any other girls.
Yeah, and I think she's skanky hot, but she's really not that hot. I mean, I don't get it, but whatever. So yeah, we have 2020 versus 2022. Pfizer and Big Farm. That's changed. Halliburton, no new wars. They love Ukraine. Occupy, corporate greed. Disney, CNN, Netflix, Twitter. Mm-hmm. Yep. But, we're taking out the trash, guys. We're taking out the trash.
Oh, this hurts my soul because I loved Disney growing up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the Disney movies from the early 90s I grew up with and some of the older stuff, but I don't know.
I was a poor kid, so we would like once a year they'd get Disney Channel free for like a weekend.
We did too.
Like, we're getting free Disney Channel. We'd watch I mean, that's some decent like cartoons and stuff when I was younger. But so yeah, it sucks.
No, I remember that. That was a big deal too. Yeah, I mean, I grew up pretty. I don't know. Maybe not as
I
poor
just
as you
outed
did,
myself as being a boomer on that one.
I mean, I grew up pretty excited about getting the Disney Channel free for a week or any of that kind of stuff. HBO free trials, they were always fun.
There's nothing my parents would let me watch on HBO free.
Well, me neither, but that's why you watch TV when your parents aren't around. Anyways, it would be better for them to be thrown into a sea with a millstone tied around their neck than to cause one of these little ones to stumble. Luke 17:2.
You gonna watch The Northman?
Yeah, when it comes out, when I
know it's a weird segue, but I just heard about it yesterday.
I'm not. Yeah, I've known about it for a few weeks. I think. Yeah, I was listening to Tim Pool's show last night. He was saying he watched it and thought it was great. And I've heard a bunch of people say it's great. A bunch of the people I trust more for movie opinions because Tim's got some bad movie takes in my opinion, but whatever. People I trust a lot more. Although I did see finally this weekend, I saw The Batman, which I thought was pretty good, but I'd like to watch it again. And I saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and Spider-Man is not that good. Everyone said it was great. It's not woke. It starts weird. It starts like it should be starting in the middle of the movie. I didn't really find it compelling to pay attention to. And then it got good when they brought in the other Peter Parkers. So it suffers from Guardians 1 effect. People think Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is a great movie, and it's really not that good, I don't think. I think that at the end, the team comes together and the movie becomes good. And then you get all the feelings, the emotions, and whatever. And then people believe that the first hour that they watched was good because of that, right? It's kind of the psychological trick. If start with something negative and then end with something positive, people tend to come away positive. But if you start with something positive and end with something negative, they come away with it negatively. So just my take on it. I need to watch the movie again, but that was my first impression.
All of those Marvel movies, really, yeah, all those Marvel movies, I don't even think to rate them as good or bad. Like they're all just like something you go watch while you eat popcorn. Like,
well, I mean, there are other ones. Like I've heard people talk trash about Ragnarok. I love Ragnarok because it's
yeah, I like Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun movie. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Guardians 2, I think, is an amazing movie. I love that movie. It's hilarious. It's fun.
I like, yeah, I've liked all of them that I've seen. Like them, not like love them. I can't think of any that like. I guess the Guardians probably too. I probably one I'd say I really liked a lot. Yeah, that's pretty good. And like that Spider-Man, I liked it pretty good.
I didn't like the second Thor movie. I didn't think it was that great.
I don't think I liked the first Thor movie.
First Thor movies, I went to see in the theater in 3D, and it was visually spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good for an intro movie, but it's not the best of the Marvel movies. No, you know.
Yeah. But I'm that weird dude. Like I like the new Dune a lot, and apparently people hate that. So I don't know what to make of my opinion.
Right. I'm just checking the own chats real quick. Big Jeff 64. Haha, I'm over on Rumble now. That'd be great if I knew who you were. I mean, I'm glad you're over there, bud. But who's Big Jeff? I'm sure I'll get told.
I don't know. Big Jeff.
I had Matt over there, and I knew he had a different screen name or whatever on some other channels, but I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, sir or ma'am, whoever you are. And he's like, oh, it's Matt. And I'm like, oh, okay, dude. Anyways, so in other news, zoning in on this Twitter issue, we have the old libs of TikTok. Liberals raise concerns about account that makes them look bad by just sharing their actual words. That is literally all that libs of TikTok is. And even, I don't have it here, but even Occupy Democrats have put a thing. You don't get to, you doxings, this and this and that, but, not when you're a news outlet. And it's like, libs of TikTok is a Twitter page. A Twitter page does not make an outlet. Does not make news, in fact. You can share news on Twitter, but not a news organization.
What is newsworthy about giving the name of the person that runs that? Like, it's not like if you're a reporter and you dug into libs of TikTok and you found that the person who was posting it was like Will Smith, that would be newsworthy. But it's like, if it's just some like random person from whereverville, like, why does that matter?
Yeah, well, it doesn't. But they know that the left will activate and go after. And despite whatever they say about the right wing pouncing, it just doesn't happen in reality. We make arguments most of the time. We don't generally do actual things. Of course, one of those things I think that they do is rioting. We're not going to do. We could protest, which I think is stupid. It doesn't work for the left either, folks. It just is a bunch of people getting together to self-congratulate, essentially. Oh, you're here for the calls too? Cool. You actually have to do things in real life, take steps to make the world better, other than going out and screaming and yelling. So, I don't know. How dare you, libs of TikTok, progressives? Should we amplify and bring LGBTQIA and CRT voices to the front? Okay, we can do that. OMG, not like that. Expose libs of TikTok. They gained 200,000 followers in 48 hours.
No.
From the ADL, there's a distinct difference between criminal doxing, a common tactic of white supremacists and others to facilitate the stalking and terrorizing of targets, and the important reporting of extremists and hateful activity. Our laws must clearly reflect that. First off, I don't never hear a story about right-wingers doxing anybody. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. But I'm saying it doesn't happen often. But the left, they love to dox. They love to burn things down. They love to beat people up. They love shooting people in the streets. You know how I know? Because they've done it. And they do it all the time. I mean, well, hell, let's let me see what I can do here real quick. I know I got somewhere here in here. Can I switch brands in the middle of the show? I can. Oh, look at that. All -1's here now, guys. This is just because of what I have uploaded here. So, of course, let's recall how the left likes to operate.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the
Show me where it says that protesters are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices.
They go low.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and bring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in the country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife. He got on the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him down to the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you call them out. And you push them on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honor and our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels. They're not going to let up. They're not going to let up.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't saying nothing yet.
And we're back. Sorry about the echo, guys. Probably was picking up through my mic.
What the hell?
Oh no. Dag nabbit. Val said to add something extra. Well, thank you, Val. You're one of the good ones.
One of the ones what? Women?
Unlike the rest of our audience.
Everybody in the chat bitching. Val comes in strong.
I just saw like 5. I saw in the chat thing because I still had the videos and stuff up, and I saw like 5 chats in there. I'm like, I wonder what they're talking about. They're like, oh, it's echoing. I had already turned down the volume, guys. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to echo, what's not going to echo.
We don't know
until I get headphones, which is unlikely because that'll drive me nuts. You got to deal with it. I'm sorry. There are probably ways I can mitigate some things though in the future. Just need more time, guys. Need more time. So, yes. This is what happened. Breaking: the group of leftists that doxed me found my house and threw eggs, paint, and dog feces at my home. They were chanting "gays rule" while destroying my property. I was literally attacked by a woke mob. Why would someone do this? Well, I just showed you the video. This is what the ADL says. Of course, the ADL is trash and woke and communist. Meanwhile, Taylor Lorenz, after my whole family was doxxed again this morning, trolls have now moved on to doxing and stalking any random friend I've tagged on IG. They've posted their personal details of my friends and sent threats and texts and messages. I noticed you're close to Taylor Lorenz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
dude, you should just give up, Taylor. You're a garbage human being. And shout out to Tim Pool and the Daily Wire for putting up a billboard in Times Square over your nonsense. Because that's pretty cool. If I had that kind of money, I'd be doing that crap all the time. But I wouldn't be doing it in Times Square. I'd be doing it everywhere. It'd be a lot cheaper. Anyways, getting doxxed? Nah. Doxing somebody. That's it.
That's it.
Hi, Taylor Lorenz. Which of my relatives did you enjoy harassing the most at their homes yesterday? Well, let's see what Taylor has to say for herself.
Threatened. You've been harassed by Tucker Carlson just for calling out online harassment.
They'll threaten children. They'll threaten my parents. I've had to remove every single social tie. I had severe PTSD from this. I contemplated suicide. It got really bad. You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people.
Okay, let me explain something to you. As someone who's actually been through traumatic events, it has, lingering effects of that. Not so much as bad as it used to be, but these days still does affect me. This lady does not have PTSD. This is nothing like PTSD. This lady would not be doing her job still if she had PTSD. I could promise you, she would want to be a million miles away from this.
On the internet to destroy your life, and it's.
I bring a message from Her Majesty Taylor Lorenz. Freedom to any man who identifies the slave known as Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok. No, I'm Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok. Well, I'm Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok. Well, I'm Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok.
We're all libs of TikTok, Tank.
That's us.
That's us. Just remember, guys, the party that says men can get pregnant want to control misinformation on the interwebs. Yeah. And they want to be able to dox you and come to your home and do whatever they want. They want rules for thee, but not for me. They want
well, they can come down and find out.
They want a one-sided power structure because, well, in their minds, they have been oppressed all throughout human history. Even though they didn't exist, they believe that somehow they are tied to all of those who were once leftists before, which, by the way, is the default. This is the craziest thing about Marxism and the leftists. The default is Marxism and leftism. It literally is. It's like you go through history and you see how things go. And it's like, oh, everyone's greedy, wants things for themselves, wants to socialize it. And, I don't know what take like 2,000 years ago, the Greeks built democracy, which is leftism, right? Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
From where I sit,
you know what happened? They became an oligarchy and went into complete degeneracy. So there you go. Anyways. Oh, Elon Musk says, I love Twitter. Dave Smith says, you should buy it then. How much is it? It was all the way back in 2017. When someone casually suggests you should buy Twitter. Don't mind if I do.
He should just buy Google too.
You just buy it all, man.
Buy it all.
I don't think you can buy Alphabet out.
Doesn't YouTube like hemorrhage money though?
Dude, well, we'll see how he goes, how these things work out with him. But yeah, I don't know. All I know is I'm looking forward to at least the potential of the change. And I don't even really use Twitter that much. It's just the fact that I want to see this nonsense, one-sided thing to stop. The repressive tolerance is absurd these days, right? Because that's what it is, according to the Marxists. Anti-free speech left freaks out over Elon Musk attempt to buy Twitter. Imagine the reaction if Musk attempted to buy Dominion voting systems.
Is it publicly traded?
I don't know, man, but that would be awesome. Not because of the reality of it, but because the just sheer backlash. Like, I am so joyous this week over this. Not to mention, I have 10 shares on Twitter and I'm about to make money. So that's nice too. But I did that just this week. I tried to do it Friday, but the market was already closed. So whatever. So Monday hit, I got my shares in, and then, Tuesday they made the announcements, and it's like, bam, yeah. I didn't make that much though, folks. So I just didn't have enough shares to make a lot. But I was hoping that this would happen because, Twitter has literally been dying. And what has the media been saying about this potential takeover? Well, let's look.
Дайте пацанам посчитать потери. Суммы нули погибают на сцене. Снова один прогуляюсь без тени. Заливая лик, поцелуй на шею.
Former Reddit CEO says if Elon Musk takes over Twitter, he's in for a world of pain and will be forced to censor things due to difficulty of enforcing free speech. Dun, dun, dun. I'll tell you what, I had a tweet from Elon. I had so much stuff from Twitter talking about this. I could have made the whole show about Twitter. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I will tell you this. Today, he did tweet specifically that he is going to go with the free speech by the law standard. Meaning, if there are certain things you do that are harmful by the law, like maybe doxing someone, I don't know. I don't know if that's legal or illegal. It should be illegal, but in any case, it's not the free-for-all that the left is trying to push. So I don't know. My thing is why does he even need to buy it in the first place? I mean, he offers to buy Twitter for 41, but 44 billion. Me, who got it for free at the App Store, Oh, Jerry Lawler. Ain't watched me some wrestling in a long time, but
wrestling.
I remember the king. How to deactivate your Twitter account? Don't worry, I can do it for you, Verge.
Oh no! Oh, that's not really him. Okay.
Yeah, and of course we had Sean King say he would delete his Twitter. He's back now already, but the news moves quickly. So he initially deleted his Twitter after the deal was sealed, like many of the leftists say they will be doing. Let's look at this little segment from Tucker Carlson about it.
King, the fake black activist on Twitter, wrote this, quote, "At its root, Elon Musk wanting to purchase Twitter is not about left versus right. It's about white power. The man was raised in apartheid by a white nationalist. He's upset that Twitter won't allow white nationalists to target, harass people. That's his definition of free speech."
Is there anything more inspiring than seeing the cause of black oppression being taken up so unselfishly by a white man?
No, there is not. Well, Sean King hates Elon Musk because Elon is something that Sean will never be, African American.
Oh, no.
I mean, Talcum X, dude, like this whole thing, like, I'm leaving Twitter. It's all ridiculous. The dude isn't relevant. Nobody cares about him. The only time he is relevant is when people are making fun of him.
Yeah. Honestly, I like having him around.
I mean, to make fun of, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Let's keep moving. We might make it, Tank. We might make it.
We might make it.
I'm going to make it regardless, but you might make it, I should say. So meanwhile, the media continues with their barrage of Elon can't take it over. What if Elon takes it? We'll have a millionaire. We'll have a billionaire. These people we can't trust these people, as if, that isn't already the case with Mark Zuckerberg, or I don't know, let's say Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post. I mean, come on now. But let's listen to the most intelligent people at The View and what they have to say.
Well, for some reason, a lot of people on the right are celebrating this as a big win for free speech. But the left loves free speech too, don't we? So why are conservatives so excited over Musk taking over? Sonny? Oh, me?
Look, I think Twitter can be a really horrible place, and I think people are excited because he is sort of going to unleash the trolls, right? I think he is saying, you get to say whatever you want. I'm going to take away the guardrails. And for me, that is something that is a bit scary. And I think it's going to be scary to a lot of women because there have been some surveys done, and 38% of women around the world have said that they have been on the receiving end of a lot of abuse on Twitter. 85% of women have said that.
Oh no, women are being abused. Tank, how much online harassment do you get as a man?
A lot.
Yeah.
I think mostly that's sexual harassment because
online is talking trash. Yeah.
I get sexually harassed.
What's that?
I get sexually harassed here in the chat.
Oh yeah, all the time. I know. I'm actually jealous that I don't get sexually harassed.
So hell, what am I supposed to do about this?
You're obviously your sex appeal is greater than mine. So what can we do? I don't know. But ladies, if you can't handle being harassed on the internet, then maybe you shouldn't be on the internet. I want to address this idea of my mental stability, my mental health, which is what all the Twitter people are saying, is going to be affected by Elon. Your mental health is your issue. That is your problem, not everyone else's. It's only everyone else's problem when society allows it to be. Because the bottom line is that if you have issues, you have to work them out, and no one's going to be able to coddle you out of your issues. This is a perspective that's being given about women from a woman who wants women to be babies, infantilized forever. And I'm going to talk about the white privilege aspect, or the Sean King thing of this in a second.
They have seen the abuse. And what's interesting to me about Twitter is only 22% of adults are on Twitter in the world, and that's from a 2019 Pew study. And so Twitter is not the...
There are, depending on what you read, 330 million users on Twitter. So I don't know where she got that number from, because that's not that percentage. Maybe that's just active users. But I've also heard there are only actually 100 million active users or something, despite who all's been signed up to Twitter. So whatever she's saying is using Twitter, it's a much smaller number than she thinks. And it would have to be because, look, guys, I bought stock for $45 a pop, okay? Stock ain't that cheap if you have a big booming company that millions and billions of people are using.
Real world. And in fact, on Twitter, it is predominantly straight white men. So when Elon...
Okay, that's a lie. It's predominantly straight white men.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's predominantly queer, trans, LGBT, and bots. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's predominantly bots, period. I think it's
and journos. Well, you know, Tank, there's a thing going on right now. Again, not really in the show today, but I figured we talk about it a little bit, where all of a sudden a bunch of accounts on the left have lost people and a bunch of accounts on the right have gained people. And a bunch of people have come back to Twitter all of a sudden. And yet there is nothing officially changed behind the scenes. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's keep watching this.
Elon Musk says, wow, this is about free speech. It seems to me that it's about free speech of straight white men. And so let them have it. Let them just go at it. I enjoy the block button on Twitter. I think it has a real outsized influence in our world because politicians and celebrities are on it. And I think what may happen, quite frankly, with Elon Musk taking it over is that there'll be some other social media platforms that take over where real people are talking, and they'll be.
Is this what you want? Recreate my life! Recreate my life!
Anyways, let's get back to the Sean King thing real quick. And because she made similar statements about, oh, it's just straight white males. Okay. Please explain to me how saying that white men, straight white males, having all the privilege and all the special properties, so they have all the powers, is any different than blaming the Jews in Nazi Germany. Please explain that to me. Waiting. I will wait, and I will wait forever. Because they'll go, well, the Jews were oppressed, or something stupid. I don't know. But it's the same freaking thing, folks. So let's not play these games. Meanwhile, we have Brian Selter, everyone's favorite eunuch, going on about not wanting to be able to be in the party with no rules. Tank, let me ask you a question, buddy, before we even play this clip. If I were to invite you to a party and I was going to be like, man, ain't no rules. There's all these hoes. They hot as hell. There's all the drugs. There's all this music. I mean, there's all the drinks. There's everything you could imagine. Would you be like, oh, no, there's no rules. I don't want to be a part of that.
No. The only reason why I declined that is because I go to bed at 9 o'clock now.
Okay. Otherwise, he'd be like, give me the cocaine. Where's it at?
I think that's an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is, if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party?
Yes, that's a wet dream for me. No rules? Come on, man. It's not that I wouldn't behave myself. It's because I don't like rules. Come on.
I kind of never grew out of that aspect of childhood, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right.
Or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the idea that there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
No, you're right. And what happens to the advertising? I mean, if there's no moderation or little moderation, do the advertisers stay away? What is that?
First off, moderation is going to happen, period. But it's not about that. It's about moderating the people we want to moderate.
Due to the business prospects for Twitter itself.
I think that's very much an...
All right. And then we had this guy right here.
Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to.
Hold on. Let's start that
You
over.
own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election.
Oh, yeah, really.
You serious?
That was always to give credit from John Talks. For some reason, he cannot seem to put some sort of stamp in his thing. I don't know. So I try to give him credit. Of course, I had this clip straight up as well, but Yeah, what are you saying, dude? You're saying the quiet part out loud. What you're doing is you're saying exactly what you did, and that's why you're concerned about it. You're concerned that someone who doesn't hold the establishment, the left-wing values of power and authoritarianism is going to have actual influence. People might actually be able to speak freely, be on a platform, and say things on the internet that is actually real information instead of misinformation, which is nothing but what has been coming out from Twitter and Facebook and whatever else. They have been wrong about everything on COVID. Guess who's been right about it? This guy. I have been though, and like I'm not like some fucking genius or something, man. I just have like a decent IQ, and I like to be informed, and I think about things, and I do have some training in biology, so that maybe that's helpful. But come on,
I've got like an 80 IQ, and I figured a lot of this shit out.
You got an 80 IQ?
Yeah.
I figured you were more like a 72, man, but
I've been practicing.
So, Elon Musk bought Twitter like an hour ago, and Psaki announces the White House is already looking to reform Section 230. Are you paying attention yet? Yeah. You should, guys. Pay attention. Pay a lot of attention. And let's see here. Wait, is this the right video? Let me make sure this is the right video.
Switching to free speech really make Twitter conversations 15% healthier? Did the liberal cry re all the way home?
First time ever.
You're home.
Oh, cool.
You bet your sweet cheeks they did. So, I fear Elon Musk could undermine the ideological diversity, equality, and inclusion at Twitter, which currently maintains a careful balance of 98.7% for one side. Yeah, that would be rough to that'd be kind of rough to upset that kind of diversity,
Yeah, that's it's pretty even keeled already.
Yeah. Sorry. One of these days, my double screen, double mouse system's going to work out better than this. Anyways, what is it? Hey, what's the line thing? Okay.
A lion, giraffe, a puma, and a zebra. It's a monkey and it's a rhino.
So, guys, this is just the leftist reading all the way home. Spaceman bad. That's going to be the next one, right? It will be the next thing.
Yeah, he has been pretty Trumpy here recently. I think he's taking over the mantle.
We have to ban free speech to protect democracy. Yeah. It's all just bitter. That's all it is. But just kick them out the plane. They'll be all right. They can fly. They got their masks. They'd be acting like Musk just when they thought it was safe to censor your speech. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Hey, I can't wait till next time he gets on Joe Rogan.
I actually, Tim keeps throwing it out there that he wants to get Elon and Jack Dorsey together. And I guess last night he was saying something about Malice was talking to Elon, I think. So he wants to get Elon, Jack Dorsey, and Michael Malice because he was saying Joe Rogan too. And I would actually love that. I would love to have Joe Rogan, Michael Malice, Tim Pool, Jack Dorsey, and Elon Musk all in one room for an epic 5-hour stream.
And Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. That's right. Yes. Yes, because you get enough lefties. Like, I know some people hate Tim. Or whatever. Tim is who Tim is. One thing Tim is
fine.
He's someone who wants to find the truth. That's more important to me than if he's 100% on his politics. I saw someone earlier in the chat was talking about Jimmy Dore. Completely hate Jimmy Dore's politics. Love that he speaks the truth, though. He will expose these folks. So that would be pretty awesome. Oh, come on. Yeah, this I think I'm gonna have to move my other screen over there so I know when I'm on the right screen. Because I can't tell when I'm running the show because my mouth will be on the other screen that's being put up by StreamYards, right? And so I think it's on this screen, but it's on that screen, and yeah, it's whatever. The troubles with streaming, folks. There are people who will look you dead in the eyes, tell you that Elon Musk makes too much money, and then tell you that we should all buy Teslas to deal with the rising gas prices. Yeah. We should just call them Twitters. Do you own a Twitter?
He's got him by the short and curlies.
Well, I knew when he brought this whole thing up the other week. That's why I put stock in, because I was like, oh, this is, no matter what, this is going to be good. And I've read I shouldn't say all, I've read a lot of what the expert investors say to do, and it's an iffy this and that. I'm not making a lot of money out of this, but I stand to make $100 or so that's cool. I was hoping the stock would go up more as this went back and forth, but it happened a lot quicker than I expected, so there is that. Anyways, all the liberals on Twitter right now as Elon buys their safe space.
No.
We're getting close there, Tank, by the way. I know you got to get out of here.
Boy.
Up to you if you want to leave now, or you can hang on, because we should be done by the bottom of the hour, or top of the hour, I mean.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait that long, but I'll hang out a little bit longer.
All right. Is anybody else hoping that if Elon Musk acquires Twitter, he has the strength to throw it in the fire of Mount Doom from whence it was created?
Oh,
probably not. I think it's probably best he doesn't. But now I'm going to buy Facebook and delete it. Haha. Big Jeb energy right there. That's all I have to say.
I mean, if he could buy it all, it'd be great.
Yeah, it would be. This is the worst day of my life. The worst day of your life so far. I don't know how good of a South African accent I can do, because it can't be English sounding. It has to be English sounding, but not English sounding.
The only like South African accent I'm familiar with like a lot is there's this band called De Antwoord. They're fucking weird. They're from South Africa, and they got like a little 80-pound like lead singer chick, and she's like Africa, but that doesn't sound like Elon Musk.
No. By the way, Val, I saw your chats earlier, and thank you so much for donating over on Entropy. I just figured now would be a good time to take a break and do it, since Tank will probably dip out soon. Progressive Jimmy Dore goes after Taylor. Love to see it. Yes. And that's what I was just saying about Jimmy. And you're the one who brought up the chat, I guess. I love that Babylon B being suspended was Elon's breaking point. Yes, that seems to be actually what got him involved in this. We don't know. I guess some time in the future we'll find out for sure. But yeah, what I do know is that right now it's a big old party.
That shit gets me hype.
It is pretty badass. You know, I was gonna say we'll do it one more time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is one of those memes. Didn't I ban you? You did. I came back. On whose authority? After your poison pill failed, I bought 100% of the shares. It's all kind of technical, but the important thing is that my company's future is secure. Didn't you get the memo? No, obviously, Elon has not actually bought the company yet. This is going to be a 3 to 6 month process, probably. Actually, FEC regulations, a bunch of legal stuff, right? So on and so forth. But he effectively owns the company. And again, I figured we just randomly mention it. You can go watch all the news about it out there. We'll probably cover it more next week. But people are being allowed back on in droves, and at the same time, seemingly purely bot accounts, probably fake accounts Twitter made just to prop up left-wing individuals' status, have disappeared. Hundreds of thousands of people like that overnight.
Boom.
And I don't think it's leftists leaving Twitter. Doesn't seem to be the case, but whatever. They're going to be all mad about it. Twitter better get ready for a wild ride.
Are those rats or hamsters? What is that?
Yeah, gerbils. I don't know. I like the 50s art style like this. This is actually like a call back to Disney back when they used to have the World of Tomorrow and the Epcot ball, which I don't think they do anymore. I think it's something different now. It's been a few years since I've been there though. The reaction to Elon Musk versus Twitter has been fantastic so far. This is my favorite. He's not going to encourage free speech. He's going to allow people to say whatever they want, which is not the same thing at all. Yeah, sure it isn't. After I buy Twitter, I'm banning anyone who skips leg day.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I skip my pull-ups and dips and whatever else I do for my upper body all the time. Leg day, you cannot skip, folks. Gotta get the wheels.
Leg day every day.
It's also probably why I have really, really skinny arms, but frankly,
I got skinny arms. Andy called me said I had bitch arms, which I kind of do. It's fine. I don't have bitch tits though, and that's really what matters.
Honestly, I've been really getting annoyed lately because my work schedule's not been consistent, and I've been trying to work out and then being ill and stuff. And I'm like, I'm getting really pissed that I can't work out. So it is what it is. But for a while there, I was doing pretty good, being pretty consistent.
Spook says you got to make sure his glutes are perfectly sculpted. I got a fat ass. I can crack a walnut with these butt cheeks.
So yeah, we have now. Yes. Yes.
Imagine a world, Ryden, free of cancel culture, where no one can call me out for my outlandish claims. A world where I can say the N-word. Imagine a world, Ryden, free of cancel culture, where no one can call me out for my outlandish...
I didn't realize that was a video. Could you guys hear that? Because I actually have that uploaded.
Yeah,
so you can hear it.
World, Ryden, free of cancel culture, where no one can call me out for my outlandish claims. A world where I can say the N-word.
Oh my God, nah. I'm wearing Ranger panties right now.
He actually is. I did see that. He got online like 10 minutes before we started the show, and then he's like, I'm like, oh, hey, man, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey. And then he walks right out of the room, and he's wearing red Ranger panties. Or silkies, as we call them in the Marines, because, only the Army would say they wear panties. Twitter headquarters suffer severe water damage from liberal employees' tears. Musk or mask? Tank, you decide.
I think I'll take Musk.
Poor Elon. He's just trying to make an honest living farming them farming them liberal tears.
Why don't you just build your own Twitter?
Why don't you just buy yours?
No!
Oh, no.
Instead of worrying about how this guy spends his money, you should worry about how they are spending yours. Yeah, Twitter's really not that big of a deal. I responded to a guy the other day on Twitter. He's like, this is bad for democracy. Da, da, da. And I'm like, first off, or bad for our country. I'm like, Twitter's not a country. It's not our country. It's international. How is this bad? How is free speech bad? Like, how are more ideas bad for democracy? The supposed thing where everyone gets a say. How is free speech bad for that? I don't know. Maybe it's just bad for your oligarchy or your communism. Maybe that's what it's bad for.
I'm moving to Canada. I'm removing my music from Spotify. I'm deleting my Twitter account.
No, you're not. Or if you do, you'll be back. You'll be back. And social media's platform policies are good if the most extreme 10% on the left and right are equally unhappy. That's probably a pretty good policy. Gab says a social media platform's policies are good if the most extreme 2% of people who run the government, the media, and the banks, and the internet are unhappy. I'm going to go with Gab on that one. Meanwhile, we must secure the existence of our people in the future for our white children.
He did not say that.
No, he didn't. No, it's obviously a fake tweet.
He didn't say that.
Trying to be censorious here, Tank. How dare you? How dare you? Looks like memes are
I don't
back
even know
on
what that
the
word
meme,
means.
boys.
Oh,
Twitter's about to become a meme hotspot. I'm not just going to be getting them from Discord. I'm not just going to be going to Instagram. I'm not, going to go to a few select Twitter pages. I'm probably going to exclusively build this show from Twitter memes now. Who knows? It's hard to say, but I feel like that it's coming. My dearest Penelope, it's the first day of Elon's takeover of Twitter, and already I fear the memes shall never end.
Oh, no.
If Elon Musk buys Twitter, I'll delete my account.
Your terms are accepted.
Babbage.
That's right.
Babbage.
Meanwhile, checkmark lib feeling Elon's Twitter logs, fleeing Elon's Twitter logs onto Gab for the first time. Gab is not that at all.
What's this Gab I've been hearing about?
Yeah. Gab is not that at all, but
what's funny is if like Twitter hires Andrew Torba to be like the Trust and Safety Commission head or something for Twitter, that's what he ought to do. It just go like dissolve Gab and put all the Gab staff over on Twitter. That's not going to happen, but it'd be funny.
This was probably the best tweets of this whole freaking thing. This Richard Hania or whatever, Elon Musk takes over Twitter. He's a billionaire who doesn't even have a master's degree. Okay, so that speaks volumes to his genius then, doesn't it? Maybe he's not an actual genius, but I mean his ability to build stuff, right? Is that who we are going to trust with the future of our democracy? Zuby says, yes. How does that make you feel as a black man? There are young black men with degrees living in poverty as we speak. I'm actually a black woman. Please don't assume my gender. I'm sorry. Even with a PhD in JD, I still don't always get it right. I appreciate your correcting me, and your words will guide me going forward.
All right, that's going to be it for me.
Did file as a woman to enter a powerlifting contest, which he obviously won. But yeah. What does this have to do with being a black man, not having a degree? Degrees don't mean anything, dude. This is the problem. This is technocracy. This is elitism. That's all degrees have done, is created an elite class, created an establishment who thinks their shit does not stink. And let me tell you, it is the worst smelling shit there is out there.
It smelled like doo doo.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
See you, man.
You guys have fun. Be good. Bye, everybody.
Peace out, Tank. We literally have 5 minutes left. That's okay. 2 dudes wearing SpaceX hats just attacked me outside of a Jersey Mike's. They were screaming, "This is Twitter country now." Let me move this over here. I don't have to look at Tank's face. I can look at the chat. Might mess up my flow, but we'll be all right. Put it in the middle of the screen. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Ain't no way I can do this. This is why slides are so much better. So much better, folks. Oh, well. You get what you get. Congratulations to Elon Musk for replacing white domestic terrorists as the greatest threat to our democracy. You know? And, guys, with all this, I think we can all come together now. We can all congratulate each other on this absolute destruction of the left's minds. We had nothing to do with it, but hey, let's congratulate each other either way. It's a great thing because we are winning, folks. We're winning. We're winning bigly, very bigly. Now the war is not over. Don't get complacent. Just because you're winning in your head doesn't mean anything. They still own all the institutions. We still have to fight and continue to fight. We still have to make our culture. We still have to get out and make our own communities, get away from the federal government and getting into their institutions because there's really no way. Elon Musk is a 1 in a billion. He really is. And there's not going to be a lot of these people with that. Think about all of the other technocrats out there. I had a whole bunch of memes. This show could have been better today, actually. I had literally over 1,000 memes to go through because I had a week off. So, and there's been a lot of news. But I had a ton of memes about the technocrats, the Great Reset, the Build Back Betters, and Bill Gates and all those people, Jeff Bezos, all those people who are very directly spewing a left-wing perspective. Elon is not perfect. I am not saying he's our savior. But what I do know is that he at least does not believe in this censorship thing to the degree of the left. If you don't like my opinion and my religion, according to them, or not according to them, but according to how they act about it, and according to what it actually is, the first principles of the thing, they are in a religion, then you can't talk. And that, my friends, is horrible. And I decry any part of history in which Christians did this, and it's not biblical, it's not scriptural, and it's not from Christ that Christians would do such a thing. But I decry it. I decry it when Muslims would do it. And I decry it when any other ideology would do it, whether it be Nazis or communists, which are pretty much the same freaking thing, except for, some processing errors or something. I mean, come on. We cannot do this. We have to let people live freely, free will, to make their own mistakes. And it is your job as a human being to help them when they need help. But if they don't wish to actually get help, to let them be. And that's a hard thing to do. It's also your job as a human being to encourage people and to do good things and whatever else. But we cannot have a strong functioning society, something that is wonderful and can bring about innovation when there is a restriction on how we can talk and think. And that's really what it comes down to, is they want to restrict how you can think. They don't want the discussion. They don't want the debate. They don't want to have a conversation. They just want to roll over you. Well, guess what? Party's over. New party started.
This is a night for Americans!
That's right. And basically, here's the deal, guys. Elon crushed them. and they withdrew. That's right. Holly wokeism is a religion. It's funny. I wonder if we're going to get copyright struck for running old Fortuna there. That was actually the beginning of the show originally because I really like that little thing. That old song. It's like 1,000 years old or something. That's you put the music these days. It's a great song, but apparently it's copyrighted. Who knew? Love you too, Val. Thanks for the donations. I'll check up on chat real quick before I get out of here. If there's anything else. What? Why can't I move my thing here? There we go. Okay, nothing else on entropy. All right, guys. Well, that was the show. Tank got out of here. I'm going to get out of here myself. I'm going to eat some food, drink the rest of this beer I bought because, I have the night off. I got to go to work in the morning, but I will return over on All Minus One. I should be there Sunday. I have to work. I picked up some hours for a friend there, and he needed off, so I have to work Sunday. But I should be streaming there. I will be doing some more very good content there. I hope. Bear with me through all of this because, guys, I'm one man. I am but one man trying to do these things. And, family, health, fitness, work, 2 channels, which, you might say, oh, Bill, you only do it once a week. Well, yeah, I started doing the show today, 2 weeks ago. And as far as sitting down to actually get the show done, because last week we had to quit, but I'm saying I had a lot of memes from that. I had a lot more. I had to start around 2:00. I usually try to start earlier than that, but I had to start by 2, and it took me all the way to 6:30 to get the show together. And I don't feel like I had the best segues and the best show put together today. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me because I, again, am only one man. But hey, we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern, here at the Ends Justify the Memes. And remember, guys, the ends always justify those memes.